Hi everyone, I'm really happy today to share this beautiful book with you. I'm very proud to have published this book, written by Margaret and illustrated by Jane Tanner. It's called Girl from the Sea. When you open it up, there are these beautiful end papers, very gentle, swirly, suggestive of the sea. And then a wave starts, just starting to curl, and then it grows bigger on the title page, and it looks like it's about to crash. Girl from the Sea, Margaret Wilde and Jane Tanner, published by Allen and Unwin. This opening spread is very mysterious. It's very stormy, and I think that wave that we just felt before from those other pages has become bigger and bigger here, and now it's fallen back to reveal something quite amazing there, a ship. And I wonder when and where we are. Because this isn't a modern ship, is it? It's a ship from long ago when they had sails, and it looks like it might be in trouble, but it's hard to tell. Over here is something interesting too. Just where the wave left us, there's something swirling. Is there a shape there under the water? Let's see. Let's find out what happens next. I think that shape was the girl from the sea. And maybe, just maybe, she had something to do with that boat. And now she's coming to shore. It looks like the storm might have passed a bit, and she's just gently moving closer to land. But it's all on a tilt, so we don't really know where we are at the moment. We can see some hills and some trees, and we can see the girl from the sea heading for land. Who lives in that cottage by the sea? I spy a mum and a dad, a boy and a girl. I think that's the girl from the sea telling us that. Do you think so too? I think she's come aboard on land, and look, if we look down here, she's up on the hill, but way down here there's a roof, and that must be the cottage by the sea, and it's surrounded by trees. And I think that might be the mum, very, very tiny down in this corner, and the dad and the boy and the girl. But what has happened to the girl from the sea? It looks like we're still in between. We're not sure if we're on the land or the sea, because there's a lot of sea around her still. She's standing in that beautiful swirl there, and all those lovely colours. And the dolphins moving and swirling around there, and the fish, and more dolphins over here. Let's see what happens next. Let's turn the page. Who lives in that cottage by the sea? I spy a mum and a dad, a boy and a girl, a dog and a cat, and a bright-eyed bird. So the girl is looking, isn't she? She can see all of this. I wonder if they can see her. And can you see them? Can you find them? Let's look. Where's the mum? The mum is there. She's just near the cottage. We get a better picture of the cottage now. And the mum is a little bit by herself near that tree, which is very bare. Doesn't seem to have any flowers or leaves. There's the dad, and he's playing with the children. There's the boy and the girl. Now, can we see the dog? Yes, the dog is running here and is chasing a butterfly maybe, or a leaf. And there's the cat. And look, you can pretty much see that that cat is looking straight at the girl. And the bird is definitely looking straight at the girl. So I think the animals might be able to see her. But so far, I think the family haven't noticed her yet. There's something sad down here in the corner. There's a gravestone. Can't read what it says on it. It looks like it's an old gravestone. And it's in the grasses there. So is the girl looking at that gravestone? I wonder if there's something to do with her there. And she's brought the treasures from the sea with her. There's some little fish and another beautiful shell. So there's a merging of the sea and the land, and more dolphins quite joyfully leaping in the sky there. Let's see what happens next. Who lives in that cottage by the sea? And she's getting closer. Look, she's walking towards the door and she's bringing the sea with her. All that beautiful lapping, those little lapping waves that you get on the sand. And there's a very special shell and lots of other shells here. And she's bringing them all to the front door of the cottage. And what are the animals doing? I think the dog is definitely very happy to see her, and the cat, and so is the bird. So the animals are very happy that she's here and bringing the sea to the house, and they don't seem bothered about that at all. I wish it was me. And what's happening here, I think the animals are really happy that she's here. And the cat is very happy, and so is the dog and the bright-eyed bird. And the girl from the sea is sharing all her treasures from the sea again. There's more beautiful shells, a starfish, a lovely beautiful shell. Have you ever collected a shell like that? And some beautiful little fish flying in the sky. And I think over here, these interesting jellyfish or octopuses in the clouds there. It's beautiful. Very happy picture. Now we turn the page. Do you see me running across the sands? Can we see her? Yes, we can see her. But do you think the family can see her? The girl from the sea looks really happy running across the sands. The mum looks a little bit sadder or a bit thoughtful, looking out to sea, maybe feeling or thinking of someone or something. The children are busily playing. They haven't seen the girl from the sea, I don't think yet, because they're busily playing with their buckets and spades. They look pretty happy. And the seagulls are all circling around and in the sky. And the girl from the sea, I think she brings the sea with her wherever she goes. You can see a bit of that beautiful gentle blue in the illustration there. Now we turn the page. Do you hear me singing with the wind? That's the girl from the sea calling that out. Do you hear me singing with the wind? But the mum doesn't seem to hear her here. Or maybe she does. She's holding a leaf. And the tree's still bare, but there are some interesting little shapes in the branches and some little leaves, either growing or fluttering or falling. They might even be bubbles, these shapes in the tree. And the girl is singing, making the wind. Do you think that the girl might be breathing some wind or some bubbles or some life into that tree? What do you think? Do you feel me curling around you, soft as mist? I think the mum can definitely feel the girl from the sea curling around her, soft as mist. And look at the face, look at her face, look at both of their faces. They look very calm and peaceful, don't they? It's a lovely moment. And the dad is also embracing his son and the daughter, the girl and the boy. And they're giving the mum a little bit of space. Do you think they can see the girl from the sea, or do you think they can only feel her or sense her? What do you think? If I lived in this cottage by the sea, I would sweep the floor, stroke the cat, and make the children laugh. If I lived in this cottage by the sea, I would stir the soup, turn the pages of a book, and stoke the fire so that all sleep warm and well. Look how much the girl from the sea wants to care for that family, and she wants to be part of that family. And she's brought the peacefulness of the sea to the cottage here, hasn't she? It's not stormy now, although there are some big dark clouds. But the moon has risen, and the moon is a big full moon, and it's shining onto the sea, and it's shining onto all this water in front of the cottage. From the inside is all the warmth of the family living inside, probably doing all those things, maybe having their dinner. Such a beautiful, peaceful picture. Who lives in this cottage by the sea? I wish it was me. Well, you can see that great big wish coming from the girl. She's looking in that window so longingly, but she's connecting with the mum. Do you think the mum can see the girl? I don't know, but the mum is definitely seeing that tree. I think the tree is different, isn't it, here? It's all lit up by the moon, and it looks like it's covered in blossoms or flowers or something. Do you think the girl had something to do with that? We don't know yet. Let's find out. Will you open the door? Will you ask me in? That's what the girl from the sea is asking, isn't it? Will you open the door? Will you ask me in? And I think the mum has just answered that question, hasn't she? She's opened the door and she's come out and she's looking at that magnificent tree and all those beautiful shells and leaves and flowers. And there's a bit of water dripping from it, and the girl from the sea is standing in some little puddles there too. It's just beautiful, that great big nautilus shell. And you can see these delicate colours that have come in, all these beautiful purples and blues from the sea. I think we know the answer to that question. Will you ask me in? Let's turn over and see. And look. I think the girl is being asked in by the mum. They're putting out their hands. The girl is putting out her hand and the mum's put out her hands, and they're both having water running through their fingers. The water of life, maybe. What do you think that might mean? And I look at the face of that girl, I look at her eyes, and they're so beautiful and they're so longing and so loving. It's a lovely picture. And then we turn the page and it's a new day. What do you think's happened here? Do you think something's changed in the night with that treasure of the tree and the girl? I think something might have changed. What's different in this picture to the other pictures? I spy the mum, the dad, the boy and the girl and the dog. And where's the girl from the sea? Can you see her? There she is. She's a reflection on this page and she's holding hands with the mum. What does that mean? Has she got her wish, do you think? What do you think the girl from the sea is all about? I think there's a lot to talk about and a lot to think and feel about this story. I hope you enjoy exploring it. Now that we've read the story, which is, I think, one of the most beautiful books, very proud of it, and also the wonderful team who worked on this book. We all felt a lot when we worked on this book. And the words on the back say, "Who lives in that cottage by the sea? I wish, I wish, I wish it was me." A lyrical masterpiece from two of Australia's finest children's book creators. I hope you love this book as much as we all do. Enjoy.